About to sign off for the day. Just want to jump on here real quick and see if anybody wants to ask a couple questions and see if I could help you guys. See if anybody joins. Hey, what's up, Yankee 610? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, Tank Arito, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. If you guys got a couple questions for me about getting rid of anxiety, panic attacks, OCD, trauma, DPDR, anything like that, I'd be happy to give you a couple of answers. Hey, Miss Brittany, how to stop feeling like I'll never recover? It's been 10 years. I mean, it's appropriate to have the fear that you're not going to recover whenever you're in a very severe state of stress. And so the question is, do you have a recovery path? And make sure to check out the 5 Shifts Masterclass in my profile. It'll give you some really good step-by-step as far as how to get out of the symptom. But you shouldn't expect to recover if you don't have an effective recovery strategy. So that's the number one mistake that people make, is they think that they're recovering because they're doing stuff. But what are you doing, right? And do you have the support that you need? 45% of healing symptoms is co-regulation, which is really getting hope and having connection with somebody who understands you and can build hope in you. It's huge. It's up to 45% of recovery. Do I still recommend PMR daily? Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, squeezing and releasing your muscles is very powerful. So Edmund Jacobson is the guy who created progressive muscle relaxation. And he discovered that whenever you squeeze your muscles before you release them, it produces a substantially greater relaxation than if you just relax them automatically. So yeah, that's a great exercise. Jill says, hey, Jordan, thanks for all you do. Brain fog, horrible, all the anxiety here, mainly around health anxiety. Well, I did just actually create a brand new channel that is dedicated specifically to health anxiety. Go to YouTube and type in RIP health anxiety. It's kind of like a play on, if you get it, because health anxiety always has the fear of death, but it's like we're saying rest in peace health anxiety. So anyway, if you guys would like to check that out. Now this is only for people that are struggling specifically with health anxiety, like that's their main thing. So if you're dealing also with severe DPDR and all kinds of other symptoms, that wouldn't be the channel for you. But that is going to be a cool resource that I just started. Actually, just today, I posted my first video a few minutes ago. So if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, as far as health anxiety, here's something really good that you could do. When your brain gives you that catastrophic fear, ask yourself the question, what else could this be that is not life-threatening? Now, this is assuming that you've been to a doctor, that you've been checked out medically, but that will start to help recondition your brain to go through the list of non-catastrophic scenarios instead of going through the list of all the catastrophic scenarios. I dealt with health anxiety for well over 15 years, and it was absolutely debilitating. Also, don't Google your symptoms. If you're ever concerned, see a doctor, but Dr. Google is not a good doctor. Dr. Google is going to ruin your day because you're going to see a list of all the unserious things, and then there's going to be that one serious thing, and your brain is going to latch onto that and be like, oh gosh, what if I'm dying? What if this thing? What if that thing? Health anxiety is all too real for me. Everything is cancer. Yeah, so Jill and Miss Brittany, you guys should probably check out that channel because I think it's really going to encourage you. But yeah, I remember I used to drive by this sign actually, and it was like cancer research or something like that. Great organization or whatever. But just seeing the word cancer would literally send me into a full-blown panic attack. That's how sensitized I was with my health anxiety. Particularly the fear of cancer. I would say number one was a fear of a heart attack. I was constantly and perpetually worried that I was going to die of a heart attack. And just feeling my heartbeat would send me off into panic, which ironically would create more panic. And it kind of becomes this self-perpetuating cycle. And I really had to face my heartbeat. Part of how I desensitized it is I would lie on my bed, I would intentionally feel my heartbeat, so that's the exposure, and then I would calm my body as well as telling myself, hey, my heartbeat is safe. And that really started to desensitize my heartbeat phobia. Jill says, I've been checked out way too many times to count at this point. They say it's all anxiety. Well, there you go. But because your body is still in this severely anxious state, your brain is catastrophizing. You can have all the evidence in the world, right? You've got all these tests, but to your brain, that's not evidence, because whenever emotion increases, logic decreases. Whenever your body's in a severe state of fight or flight response, the logical part of your brain starts to shut down, the prefrontal cortex. And so that's why part of what I teach my clients who are suffering with health anxiety is we have to start to get your body much more calm. Yeah, with health anxiety, your brain's always going to say, well, what if the doctor missed something, right? Because you're assuming that the issue is that you don't have enough evidence that you don't have this health issue, but the actual issue that's fueling your health anxiety is that your body is just in a huge state of stress. Your body is in fight or flight. Hey, Jimmy, you said, hold on one second. You said, hey, been doing good this month, but got hit with some awful family news back to back, and now my anxiety is way up. Much love, people. I'm so sorry to hear that, Jimmy. I would encourage you, just face and feel that emotion. One of the mistakes that we make if, we get hit with really bad news or, a loss is we tend to bypass that grieving process. And our bodies have to go through that process to heal. And it feels contradictory that I would feel bad to feel better. But it's just how emotions work. We have to sometimes feel worse before we feel better. Just like, for example, if I'm helping one of my clients, release their anger, they need to feel angry. They need to actually not suppress it in a safe way, punching a punching bag, screaming into a pillow, whatever. But emotions have to peak, whether it's emotions that involve crying or anger or whatever. They have to peak. They have to get to max intensity, and then they can come down. There's usually multiple waves that happen, but most people, they push that down, and I get it. They want to feel better. But another element of it is people feel weak. How many of you have felt weak before because you've felt emotion? And maybe your caregivers, right? Parents, grandparents, whatever, growing up, maybe they suppressed their own emotions. And so as a child, you just kind of absorbed that emotional suppression. Or maybe you were directly taught. I work with people all the time. Their mom or dad taught them, hey, no, we don't feel emotions in this family. But emotions are experienced in the form of physical sensations in the body. And whenever you suppress your emotions, and then there's all kinds of sensory data around you that's trying to release that emotion, right? It's triggering the emotion. It needs to peak and get to max intensity so it can come down. And you're just suppressing it over and over again. It gets trapped in your body, and the emotion just increases, and eventually this can make you emotionally numb. You said, thanks, man, getting better at that. Had a good cry and a hot shower. Yeah, just, if you feel the emotion coming up, just get alone, face all the thoughts, all the feelings, just feel without judgment. That's what I would say. CT, hi, Jordan, I'm going to book a call. Is that with you? So it could be. I'm so busy with helping people. I've got another couple of my team members helping take calls right now as far as people wanting to work with me. But it doesn't matter. They're trained to take a look at your situation and make sure that we can help, though, before we offer mentorship. Jill says, I couldn't even process the passing of my father's death because of my own anxiety and fight or flight. See, that's very important to point out. Whenever your body is in a severe state of fight, flight, freeze, emotional processing gets put on hold. And so that's why it's so important that we do things that get your body in a much better state, because it'll allow your emotions to process. And then it's just a matter of facing and feeling them. But if your body is stuck in fight, flight, freeze, it is very difficult to release your emotions, because your brain is prioritizing survival and not processing. Okay, guys, I do have to go. I hope that that has helped you. I'm going to try to do a lot more of these and just keep it to like maybe 10 to 15 minutes. But anyway, we covered some really cool stuff. I hope that this has helped you. It's really good to see you, Jill, Anthony, DJ D, Miss Brittany, Jimmy, CT, and anybody else who was on here. So anyway, you guys are awesome, and I will talk to you guys very soon. And guys, make sure to check out the 5 Shifts to Heal from Trauma, Anxiety, Panic, and Depersonalization Realization Masterclass. It's in my description, and you can apply to work with me and my team to help get you out of these symptoms, okay? That is it, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Take care, guys.